helps to have everything ready.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. It's Friday morning, and that means it's time for the First Federal program on WROI Giant FM and streaming live on the First Federal Facebook page.
It is time for the First Federal program, and first and foremost, I have to mention that Bus 5 for Rochester Community Schools is running about 30 minutes late today. Just bear with them. They will get everybody where they need to be on time. Well, not on time, but they will get everybody there. And joined now by First Federal's very own Tanner Lee.
Morning, Paul.
Morning.
How we doing?
Good. You're to the right of me today. This is weird.
It's a little different placements. Like Todd said last week when he was hosting, they called him the B team. Well, Todd's the B team. I'm definitely the C team. But we're here and ready to go. It's going to be a good Friday morning. It's going to be a good weekend, and what a great way to kick things off. But we had the second and final presidential debate last night.
Yeah.
Gotta be honest, I didn't watch any of it, but I feel like nowadays you don't have to. All you gotta do is get on Twitter or Facebook, and if you have followers or friends of either side or one of each side, you kind of can figure out what was talked about. So from the sounds of it, it sounded like it was more of a relaxed debate compared to the initial first one. I think they did some mute miking last night, or some mic muting, I should say, last night. So so now it's time to get out and vote.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, early voting is open still through Friday, October 30th, which is next Friday at the Fulton County Courthouse from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And also, you can vote tomorrow and on the 31st from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The last day to vote early is Monday, November 2nd from 8 a.m. to noon. So, polls are open right now, so might as well get out there and vote. And I think the lines still have been pretty long, so if you're going to go, make sure you're ready to wait a little bit.
Or get there at 8 a.m.
Yes, for the early birds. Early birds get the worm, I guess. So
Yeah.
we have an exciting show this morning. Of course, we're going to be speaking with Melinda Clinger, who's not only the director of the Fulton County Historical Society, but she's also the treasurer for the Kiwanis Club. We're going to be talking about their upcoming 62nd annual turkey dinner. That wasn't a typo, 62nd, 62 years, so
Yeah.
quite a long time.
That is.
I got some trivia that's related to the Kiwanis, Paul. In what city was the Kiwanis International founded in 1915? Was it A, Cleveland, B, Detroit, or C, Chicago? So I gave you all big Midwest cities as possibilities,
Oof.
and I'll let you have the remainder of the show to think about that.
I'll try my best.
In the meantime, we'll talk some local sports. We got a lot going on locally, which is great. Football sectionals are tonight. It's hard to believe we're already winding down the high school football season, but here we are. The Zebras are still looking for their first win on the year. They are hosting a sectional game tonight. They got their own 7 record. They're going to host the Bremen Lions, who are 7-2. Pre-game same time as normal.
Yep.
6:30. And of course the capacity tonight is very limited with just parents, grandparents, siblings, things like that. So a lot of people won't be able to go to the game tonight, so make sure you listen on WROI or watch on RTC TV tonight. So
There we go.
Tippecanoe Valley also hosts a sectional game tonight. First one I think they've hosted in quite a few years. I could be mistaken by that, but I believe that's correct. They have a 6-3 record. They're going to be hosting South Bend, Washington, who comes in with a 3-6 record. Winnemac with a 5-2 record is going to be traveling to South Central, who has a 4-5 record. And these other 2 schools are 2 local schools around the area. North Miami with a 1-8 record will be traveling to Caston with a 2-7 record. So good luck to everybody participating tonight. Should be a good night of some Friday Night Lights football.
Yeah.
And I want to say congratulations to the Rochester volleyball team who won sectionals last week. They will now play North Judson tomorrow at LaVille in the LaVille Regional. And congratulations to the Rochester cross-country girls team. They advanced to semi-state, as did Peyton Hyatt and Dylan Steininger. And I apologize if I pronounced anybody's last name wrong there. And also Winnemac's Colby Wegner and Valley's Matthew Howes. So congratulations to all those individuals on a great season and continued success going into semi-state. That's very exciting. got college football to talk about this morning, and not just Notre Dame, as the Big Ten is
Yeah.
finally kicking off tomorrow. So Purdue and Indiana will both be in action tomorrow. But first up, Notre Dame's carrying their number 3 ranking and 4-0 record into Pittsburgh tomorrow, who's 3-3. It's Notre Dame's first road game of the year. Notre Dame is a 10.5-point favorite, and that game will be on ABC at 3:30. Purdue hosts Iowa tomorrow. Of course, both teams are 0-0 since this is the Big Ten kickoff. Iowa's a 3.5-point favorite. That game's also at 3:30. It will be on the Big Ten Network. Headlines around Purdue this week. Head coach Jeff Brom will not be on the sidelines as he tested positive for COVID last Sunday, I believe. So he's got, with the coaches in the Big Ten follow the CDC guidelines. So that's a 10-day quarantine. And of course, he got to come back with a negative test. So if he recovers well and tests negative, he can be back next week when they play Illinois. Now, if a Big Ten player gets it, this is different than any of the other conferences. They have to quarantine for 21 days.
Wow.
Which will take them out of 3 games.
Yeah.
And that is not only with COVID, but they also want to do heart testing because some college-age athletes earlier this year that got COVID had seen some effects, some heart issues, so just extra precautions. So, but the Big Ten does testing every single day, unlike some conferences. So, taking it all very seriously. So it'll be interesting to see how Purdue fares without their head ball coach tomorrow. I'm just excited to get to watch them. It's been a long wait for me. And Indiana hosts Penn State tomorrow. Penn State's a 6-point favorite. That's also a 3:30 game, and will be on Fox Sports 1. So all 3 local college teams on at the same time, but different channels. So you can go back and forth if you want.
Yeah.
And NFL-wise, the Colts got a win last week over the Cincinnati Bengals to improve their record 4-2. They are on a bye week this week. Time for them to rest up and get a few guys healthy. And the Chicago Bears just keep winning. It's kind of hard to figure out how they're doing it, but they're doing it.
Yeah.
Got a 5-1 record. They will play Monday night out in L.A. against the Rams, who are 4-2, and the Rams are 6-point favorites. So there's quite a lot going on. And of course, we got the World Series going on between the Dodgers and Rays, which has been an exciting series so far.
Yes, it has.
And if the Dodgers can't get it done this year, I'm not sure when they're going to get it done because it feels like they just keep getting there year after year with their big payroll. But the Rays are a great story, lowest payroll in baseball, and here they are in the World Series.
Yep.
Got some tidbits here this morning, Paul. On this day in 1921, the Green Bay Packers played in their first NFL game as they beat Minneapolis 7-6. They weren't the Minnesota Vikings yet; they were Minneapolis. So.
Wow.
Back in 1921. On this day in 1941, Walt Disney's animated film Dumbo was released. And it's been released in multiple versions now, including a more real-life version a couple of years ago.
Yeah. They called it live action on that.
Live action, okay. Good. I wasn't sure what the correct terminology was on that, so thank you for correcting me there.
Oh, no problem.
On this day in 1998, Britney Spears released her debut single, Baby One More Time. Became a pretty popular tune for a while and still played over the airwaves today occasionally. So
from time to time, yes.
she went on to have a pretty famous and successful career. So
Yeah, I'd say so.
And on this day in 2001, Apple released the iPod.
Okay.
And variations of the iPod are still going today. They just came out with a new one a year or 2 ago. So that company's grown just a little bit.
Just a little.
And today is National iPod Day. It's also Snow Leopard Day, Boston Cream Pie Day, TV Talk Show Host Day, Mole Day, as in an animal, not a spy or anything, and Event Organizers Day.
Okay.
All types of days there. Got some exciting upcoming events going on.
Yeah.
Of course, the 15th annual Haunted Woods Trail is this weekend and next weekend at the Fulton County Museum grounds. Tickets are going to be sold from 7:30 to 11.
Yes.
It costs us $8 for adults and $3 for children ages 6 to 11. All proceeds support the museum. I don't know if you want to add anything to that, Melinda, or?
We'll be ready and doing our social distancing, of course. Mask will be required, but lots of fun. And if you have some small kids, as I always say, if they're used to scary movies, bring them. If they're not, you're the one who has to deal with the nightmares.
That's probably great advice.
There we go.
Yes, so hopefully the weather pans out good and should be a good turnout. And Heather Carr of our Rochester branch, she is the Assistant Director of Clue on Stage, which is going to be held at the McHale Performing Arts Center in Logansport, Indiana over the weekend. Showtimes for tonight and tomorrow are at 7:30 p.m. and there'll be a Sunday matinee at 2:30 p.m. Tickets are $10 for that, so it should be an exciting one. You know, Clue, of course, not only has it been a play, but it's been a movie, board game, video game, all sorts of stuff. So it should be a very exciting show. I believe that this is their first play they've put on this season down there. Normally they put quite a few on every year, so I believe masks are required in there, and there will be social distancing guidelines in there as well. So if you're looking for something to do and are a fan of Clue or plays, go on down there and buy yourself a ticket and see a good show. Got some flowers here this morning, Paul. And the first set of flowers is going to go to you guys here at WROI Giant FM for being honored with the Chamber of Commerce's 4th Quarter Double I Award for your investment and improvement to our community.
Been a long process, still going on. We're grateful that we were able to receive the award and hope to keep doing the same stuff and pushing forward and investing in downtown and the community.
You guys are doing a fabulous job so far. Just continue to do what you've been doing, and I know everybody appreciates all the news coverage, the local coverage, and the support that you give to the community. We're very lucky to have a radio station like you guys in our small town. I know that's a lot of small towns can't say the same.
Yes.
So thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
And some flowers to the Rochester Bagel and Coffee House for being honored with the Chamber's Shining Star Award for going above and beyond for our community. And they're another great asset for our community. It's neat to work across there at the bank and see how busy it gets every morning.
Yeah.
I mean, they do a fabulous job with not only the food but their service, and just very kind, great folks who do give back to the community. So if you're ever hungry for some breakfast or a great lunch, go make sure you stop by the Rochester Bagel and Coffee House, and they'll definitely take care of you. And some flowers to both the Fulton County Community Foundation and the Times Theater. The Fulton County Community Foundation granted the Times Theater $25,000, with the Times also raising $25,000 earlier this summer as part of the match. So now they will get $50,000. They will be able to get going on repairing their handicap accessible restrooms, a support system for the performance stage, plumbing, electrical, painting, and construction repairs and upgrades that come along the way. So this is a very big news for a group that's worked very, very hard for the last, I want to say, half a decade or so to get this thing going. It's taken a lot of time, a lot of hard work and effort, and it's very exciting to see them starting to get closer and closer to eventually reopening the Times Theater, which would be a fantastic thing for our community.
Yep, Renee Clinger said that they're hoping to have the doors open for a soft open in the spring.
That would be fantastic, yeah. It's very exciting. Like I said, I was a board member for a short little time on there, and I know how hard everybody works. So it's congratulations to everybody involved with that. Got some money news this morning. A good day for the Dow yesterday as it turned positive and it erased a 170-point drop the day before. A lot of that was credited to Pelosi's statement that the stimulus deal is just about there. So that kind of helped things tick in the right direction. Yesterday afternoon, I believe it closed up 103 points at about 28,314. And the futures this morning were up 110, 28,378. So we'll see what it does today. As Mr. Dick Belcher always says, it's either going to go up or down. It's going to do one or the other. So, also, I saw in the news this morning that Uber and Lyft must reclassify their drivers as employees instead of independent contractors, according to a California appeals court. Kind of a big deal now, because now they're going to have to pay their drivers
regardless.
Yeah, minimum wage, some benefits, some other things that they really didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And I believe this is only in the state of California for now, but it could open up and change things across the board for those two companies. So
I don't think we have any Uber drivers in Fulton County.
I don't believe we do. I don't know what the requirements are if it has to be in such a big area, but I do know some people that have in bigger cities that do that on the side. So the iPhone, we already talked about the iPod earlier. The iPhone 12 reviews have been in, and consumers are saying upgrade for the camera and not for the 5G.
Okay.
So, of course, that seems kind of the constant thing with new phones is upgrade for the camera. Cameras are getting better. I don't know how they are. It's just what like with my I got an 11. I'm like, I don't think this can get any better. Well, keep finding ways to upgrade it. So, and Coca-Cola's in the news as they're going to be saying goodbye to 200 of their brands, half of their portfolio. Some of those drinks are some old ones like Tab,
Yeah.
Zico, I hope I pronounced that right, and Walla. I had never heard of that one. To be
I've
honest.
never heard of the last two, honestly.
And they're doing that to give some more focus to some of their core drinks like Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, and to introduce some new ones like Topo Chico Hard Seltzer that they're going to be introducing,
Okay.
and AHA, which is going to be a caffeinated seltzer.
Okay.
So they're going to be rolling those out this next year, and so they're making some room to kind of put more focus on those. So.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Smart choice.
when you, I guess, have about 400 brands in your portfolio, you
Yeah.
probably can cut a few out, but 200 is still a big number. So.
It is.
And of course, today at First Federal Savings Bank, we'd love to see you. So you can come in and see us. We're open until 5 p.m. today, and tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. Please wear a mask if you come in the bank, and if you don't want to come in the bank, of course, our drive-thrus are always open, so you can come through there as well. And you can always bank with us online and with our mobile app, which is free to download on either Android or Apple device app store. So just go look for the white star with the green background, and give it a download. And our ATM is always open 24/7 as well if you need some cash. We have an exciting event going on in our Rochester and Winnemac branches next Friday, October 30th. That is, we're going to have a Shred Day event. Our Rochester Shred Day is going to be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're going to have the shred truck on site there. There will be some different guidelines that we have in place instead of years past. Not 100% sure how we're going to have it set up yet, but I believe we're going to have a spot where vehicles can come out. We'll have some employees there to help you dump your shred in right there, and then the shred truck driver will come over, get the bins, and take it to the trucks themselves. So we got that going on. And our Winnemac branch on the same day is going to be having a shred event. They will not have the truck on site, but they will have shred bins there. So their event's actually going to be their normal operating hours from 8:30 to 5. So come dispose of any unwanted documents, and you can enter to win a Ring Doorbell Video 2 device. All you gotta do is come into the branch itself, let the tellers know you want to be entered. They'll take your name and phone number down, and you'll be entered. Simple as that. The drawing will be either later Friday after closing hours or over the weekend or on Monday, and then we'll let you know if you win. So that's all you gotta do.
Might have to stop by there.
Yeah, please do. And we're excited. I know we've mentioned this for about the past month or so, but we're on the Money Pass network, which is a network of about 32,000 surcharge-free ATMs. So you can go to moneypass.com or download the free MoneyPass app to find out what ATMs are surcharge-free. That's very exciting. So especially if you're traveling and outside of Rochester Market and need some cash in a location where we don't have a bank that has an ATM there, there's certain ATMs now that you can use without getting charged for. So
And that's awesome.
And of course, we launched Link Live on our online website. It's an online chat. We launched that about a month ago, maybe not quite a month ago. So now, if you want to talk to a bank representative and you don't want to talk over the phone or come in, you can get right on our website right there, and there's a feature right there. You can talk in real time to somebody who will get right back with you. Just over
Awesome.
kind of like an instant message type thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And we're also very excited to introduce First Federal Insurance Services LLC. It's our new insurance services that we just rolled out last week. You can get a quote today by calling 833-331-0020. We're going to firstfederalbanking.insurancefile.com. You know, insurance is one of those things we all need, and sometimes we don't think about it. And it might not hurt to check just to make sure you're in the right policy and everything's good to go there. So if you are a bank with us, a customer of ours, and you want everything bundled together under one roof, it might be worth checking out.
Yeah.
And we offer many different mortgage products such as conventional loans, one-step construction loans, premier first-time home buyer loans, and more. And of course, we have our purchase special program through the end of October. All purchase fixed rate sellable loans disclosed in October will get a lender credit of $500 towards closing costs, plus a discounted interest rate from our published rate sheet as part of the special. So take advantage of that. October's winding down. We only got about a week left. And our loan originators here in Rochester, Ben Dalton and Stacy Wilson, can provide you with more details on that. We also offer Simply Free checking accounts and Simply Free business checking accounts. When you open up a new checking account right now, you get a free mini crock pot. This is the last week for that. Tomorrow is actually going to be the last day for those. Next week we'll be offering Pyrex Littles. It's a little glass-like dish set. It's a three-piece set that can go in your microwave or oven for food related. So so please come in. Or if you already have an account with us, don't want to open up another one, you can also refer a friend that might not have an account with us. If they come in and set up a new account, not only will your friend get a gift for opening an account, you will as well for referring them. We also offer commercial lending for businesses. Contact Lindy Breeden for more information. We also offer financial services. Contact Mark Blueball or Brian Bell today for more information. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at FF Banking. Like us on LinkedIn and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're kind of all over the map on the social media platforms. We're trying to keep you up to date on the latest news and products, including that have to do with First Federal. So. And of course, Paul, we're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We're FDIC insured and the equal housing lender. And our NMLS number is 399927.
Just like Mr. Belcher.
Hey, I got to keep it going on, and now we're legal, and
There
we're
we
ready
go.
ready for the meat of the program as we have Melinda Clinger, who's the treasurer of the Rochester Kiwanis Club, joining us this morning. Good morning, Melinda.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. So, you got the 62nd annual turkey dinner coming up
Right.
for the Kiwanis Club. Before we talk about that, I want to talk about your personal involvement in Kiwanis a little bit. How many years have you been involved with the Kiwanis Club?
I joined, I believe, in '07. Leon Stewart was one of my volunteers at the museum and encouraged me to come and join, and so I did. And been on the board and secretary, and now, of course, I'm the treasurer.
Yep.
So.
Many different hats over the years, it sounds like.
Oh, yes, yes.
What made you want to get involved with the Kiwanis Club?
The Kiwanis Club, is a way to get out there, get your name out to the community as to what you are, what you're doing. It's a good networking thing. Besides the idea that they help Riley Hospital, a lot of us have relatives that have actually been at Riley, and that's one of the draws I had for that. But it was a good step in the right direction.
And how's things been with Kiwanis Club this year with the pandemic?
We did not meet from March until I think it was September.
Wow.
That we actually started back, and we usually meet at the hospital, and of course we couldn't meet there, and so right now they're meeting on Wednesdays at noon at the museum and having a few people come. We understand that there's a lot of them that are not comfortable with getting out, and we understand that, but we've had a few programs, and we're going to be looking into closer if we're going to keep going with meetings or if we're going to go back to not having in-person meetings for a while.
That was my next question for you, was what are the plans going forward? Or
We're going to be discussing here in the next week
Yeah.
as to what we are going to do with the surge and everything. We're probably going to take a step back for a while.
Sure, very understandable. And of course, we're here today to talk about your 62nd annual turkey dinner, which is always, I believe, the biggest fundraiser that Kiwanis
Yes.
has every year.
Yes.
That's going to be served from 5 to 7 p.m. on Monday, November 2nd at the Fulton County Museum.
Mhm.
Tickets are $10 and can be purchased at the door or, I believe, still from any Kiwanis Club member.
Yes, members do still have some tickets out, so.
And meals will be carry-out only
Yes.
this year.
Yes.
So I guess what caused for the move of the event this year?
Normally we have it at the high school, and with everything going on, we figured that, number one, we wouldn't have enough people to help
Mhm.
to do the service, and with the schools being tighter and locked down, which is understandable, we decided that, we could do carry out. Our dinner in May, we did not have it all, our chicken noodle dinner, and so we debated on the turkey dinner and finally decided, yes, we'll go ahead and do the drive-through. It takes less people that way, and that way we can still serve. Normally on a regular year, I think last year we served a little over 1,000 people. We've limited our number to 600 this year. So we'll have a few tickets available at the door, but it will be limited. So if you haven't got tickets, try to get out there and find somebody or contact me here at the museum, and we'll see what tickets we can come up with for you. But we have Rochester Meat and Deli, Link Townsend does our turkey for us, and so that'll be a big help. And then we have volunteers that come in and help cut pie, and we'll get the rest of the food served and ready for everybody. So it should go pretty smoothly. They'll be able to drive up, people will take their order, they won't have to get out of the cars, and just drive on through.
And Link always does a fabulous job
Yeah.
with all the events he helps with. And I know out the museum, you guys have been doing fish fries and some other things, so you've already had kind of experience under this pandemic year
Yes.
of serving. So that has to be kind of a calming thought, knowing that we already kind of know how things are going to go.
Right, yeah. With the drive-throughs, it makes it a whole lot easier, not as many volunteers, but, even if we do a dine-in, which we just did, we're trying to make sure that we get our sanitizer and everything out so that everybody is safe.
Sure.
And that's our main goal for everyone.
So with this being the Kiwanis Club's biggest fundraiser, what do the funds go towards?
Our funds each year from these fundraisers goes to support local scholarships. We give 5 at Rochester and 2 at Caston each year, $500 each. And then we also support several local charities. We are the charter for Troop 219, Boy Scout Troop. So the boys go out and do the flag program for us, and they'll be doing that here again on Veterans Day. That's a wonderful thing. The kids get part of the money, and the Kiwanis gets the other. And then, we do Shop with the Cop, the Pack a Backpack, several different local organizations that we help support. And so it takes a little bit of fundraising to make sure that money's there. Our membership dues and that goes towards international and state dues, so a lot of that money doesn't actually stay local. So you have to do these fundraisers to help others.
We're speaking with Melinda Clinger this morning, treasurer of the Rochester Kiwanis Club. And if somebody can't make it to the turkey dinner but wants to donate somebody to Kiwanis to make sure they go to certain funds, how can they go about doing that?
The Kiwanis Club has a P.O. Box, number 413, at Rochester, so you can send your donation there. If people are interested in becoming members, of course, contact one of us and we'll tell you how to go along with that too. We've been in existence since 1929, and when the Kiwanis Club got started, there was not a Chamber of Commerce, and so the Kiwanis Club sort of served as that chamber until the chamber actually, what we know now, was existing in later years.
And that was going to be my next question was if somebody wanted to join, how can they go about doing that? But I'm glad you briefed up on the history of Kiwanis. I know, like you mentioned, with all the different funds go towards, you guys are a huge asset of this community, been around for a long, long time, and looking forward to seeing how this event goes for you in 2 weeks. So,
Well, we appreciate that.
anything else you'd like to add about the event?
Just come on out. Like I said, we'll be there from 5 to 7, and it should be pretty painless getting you through the lines and getting you a good meal.
Well, thank you, Melinda, for everything you do for the community, not only through Kiwanis, but through the Fulton County Historical Society and out there at the museum. You're really a great asset to this community and to our county, and we really appreciate everything you do.
Thank you.
All right, Paul, you ready for the trivia question?
All right, let's do this.
All right, in what city was the Kiwanis International founded in 1915? Was it A, Cleveland, B, Detroit, C, Chicago?
I'm not sure, so I'm going to go Chicago.
Any guesses?
Detroit.
She's right,
Yeah.
it's Detroit.
I should have gone Detroit. I was thinking it, and it was like, no, yeah. That's okay.
New streak can start next week for you.
Hopefully.
So.
Or
Okay.
maybe this started the new streak of,
Of a losing streak, you
streak.
could. We'll just have to wait and see next Friday. So let's close with some words of wisdom from John Gardner, who's an American educator. Life is the art of drawing without an eraser.
That's awesome. All right, well, Tanner, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Look forward to it. Have a good weekend.
With those words of wisdom, this has been the First Federal Program. Join us every Friday.
Okay.